Okay, ladies and gentlemen, today we have what it's called an Axis Cube L, or could be a W, which means stands for wireless. So in case you have forgotten the password, you could have it if you don't have a PoE switch, which most likely that's the benefit of these cameras if you have a PoE. But if you don't, obviously if you have the power cord, this is the type that you need, and you just plug it in here on the side. But before we do that, just to show you how to reset the password. So I'm just gonna use the PoE, which is for the companion. I already have one in case. And what you need to do, the first thing you need to do is, we have two of these things here, one and number two. And what you can do is, first you make sure you press number one. You press number one first, and then you plug it in. So this is how we're gonna do it. So I'm gonna just put it right there like that. It's not being pushed in because I'm using, and then I press this thing, number one, and I slide the power Ethernet in. And now you just gotta wait, I think about, I don't know, 3-5 minutes. Wait for the lights. And there's an orange. Just keep waiting. It flashes. And you're not done yet. As you can see, I'm still, and now it's steady amber or orange with my finger is on number one. I'm holding it steady. So you can see that, right? Okay. And then I'm going to show you how to make sure you are successfully succeeded or not. I already have my computer on, and there it flashed like greenish. You keep pressing it. Do not let go yet. You gotta be patient. I believe it's gonna change or turn to complete green. All right. I have actually looked up somewhere else on the internet, which they do not have for this particular camera. So I decided to make one for those of you who have difficulties or trouble, or somehow you want to know how. I love to share knowledge as well as to help others, because I'm also in the field. And there we go. It's green. We're all good to go. See it? Flash oranges, and now back to solid green. It means you are set to default. So it's all good. All right. So how I'm going to show you to make sure it's all or not. Now, if you look up here on my computer, all right, here we go. And then here on my computer, as you can see, is it let's see, make sure it's straight. Here we go. Okay. So here it's in the companion configuration. I got a whole bunch of cameras, obviously. And in this case, you could do it that way. But if you do not know which one is it, or you don't have the companion where you want to set up the camera as standalone, you may not have that. So your best bet is, obviously, you look by the MAC address, the last four digits, which would be, instead of you looking through all these cameras, you would put, let's say, 709C, and there it goes. This is the camera that I already reset. Okay, so in this case, what are we doing is, basically, after you download the advanced IP scanner, you press start, obviously, and you just wait for all these nodes. Nodes consist of anything from switches to printers, laptops, cameras, and so on. I mean, you can see all these things still coming up, but I already know this thing here, the one I have, which I already reset it, the Axis Cube L, and it's already plugged in and it's live, or it's still going. So what you need to do is, you look up the MAC address, and it shows up right here on the side. I believe right here, I'm sorry. Yeah, right there. And there's this, it's actually the MAC address or the serial number right there. And I just took the last four digits right there. The last four digits, it's 709C. So you could see I have a lot of them, and it's gonna take me a long time. And it remembers the last time, I remember remembers the last search, 709C. I'm gonna type it in, and there it goes. Now, how you know you successfully reset the password? You go over here, obviously, and you double click it, and there goes. So you come up where it shows by default root and password, repeat the password, blah blah, and you could type it in. So in my case, I'm gonna just type in something to remember. And I'm gonna say, let's repeat it, let's see how it works. We're gonna say enter. Goes. So frequency gets started, blah blah, 60 hertz, that's fine. I think it gives you two options, 50 or 60. In our case, 60 is fine. And there goes. It's a DHCP. If you want to change it, to a static, you can. But I suggest you first, if you have a whole bunch of cameras, like in my case, you don't want to have a IP conflict. And I'll show you what I mean by that. So if you go over here and you click manufacturer, obviously let it just sit and populate. There's a whole bunch of stuff still coming up. Okay, let me, if I can do more zoom in. Okay, I hope that helps you out. Okay, so in my case, you could align them by the IP address, by the name, or the manufacturer. So in my case, I do have a lot of Axis cameras, so I'm gonna go by the manufacturer just to give you some ideas. So for instance, here you could see the Chamberlain. Basically the Chamberlain, it would be something to do with garages. Texas Instrument, it would be like a musical sound touch, which I have here. And then all these Ruckus, obviously you could see these are access points. And if you go down further, you could see all these Axis communications. You could see these are all cameras. So and things like that. So in my case, I already know it's a 709C. 709C, it is a serial or the MAC address of the camera that I reset it. Or you would know the IP address. I believe it was 40. Hold on a second. Let me see which one was it. I believe right there. Okay. So anyway, in this case, that's how you could be able to see them. And there's the DHCP. I want to just keep it as is, like DHCP, as well as the time zone. I'm going to keep it just New York for now. The times seem to be all good. If it's not, you may want to take this thing off and then do it manually, but this is fine. So let's just see next, and let's see how the camera is working. Okay, while the camera is coming up, you can see it's upside down. The reason is the camera. So now I lift it up. Here we go. And you could see a whole bunch of stuff that is happening at my home. Okay. All right.